The Bitcoin halvening is in 4 blocks, approximately 26 minutes, 45 seconds. The completion rate is 99.998700172 fast, moving too fast for me to say. Good morning, Bitcoins, and welcome to the 2016 Bitcoin halvening. We're doing it to the moon. The Bitcoin block reward is dropping from 25 to 12.5. Hold on to your hats because nobody knows what's going to happen. Let's do a quick check of the Bitcoin price because the action was looking very hot recently. Let's see. The Bitcoin price has a big red candle. Somebody is selling like crazy just before the halvening as we've dropped down to 630 with a low of 626. From a relatively stable 659, 660 type run, the Bitcoin price is down. But let's go ahead and introduce our panelists. We're live on the World Crypto Network, and we're joined by Daniel from You, Me, and BTC. How's it going, Daniel?
Pretty good, pretty good. I just rolled out of bed, but okay.
Ready for the halvening. We've got Gabriel D. Vine from Future Rant.
Hey, happy halvening.
We've got Josh from Vaultoro. How's it going, Josh?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm glad this morning. How do I party with other Bitcoiners right now? And Thomas pulled up with the goods.
This is it.
So
We are
happy
partying.
halvening.
Welcome to Michael from the World Crypto Network. How's it going?
Oh, very well, very excited about the halvening. I'm just a normal, regular guy from Germany, but I thought I could attend this this round if I have the possibility to, so here I am.
Heck yeah, welcome aboard. Everyone's welcome. Ready for the halvening. And we've got MZ, just another random guy.
Hello. Also from Germany. I think the time is perfect for German. For the Germans.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm stoked that 4 years are gone and there's the second halvening, and it's today, and yeah, it's crazy.
I remember the last time where I was at the halving was in Berlin at room 77, and we all saluted to the 25 Bitcoins every time, and now it's going to go.
Such a change and such an exciting event, as Andreas was saying on yesterday's Bitcoin group, how this is an event scheduled 8 years in advance. The first halvening went off without a hitch, and the second halvening looks to be going off without a hitch as well. This is a robotically planned currency split that no one controlled. No one sat in their offices last week and said, Jimmy, schedule the halvening for 10 o'clock. People will like that. This isn't controlled. This is math. It's Bitcoin. It's magic.
Yeah, and not only that, I've seen, you know, when interest rates get changed by a Federal Reserve, they always do it in secret, behind closed doors meetings, deciding what they're going to do with grandma's savings. Are they going to devalue them, or are they going to make them more valuable? And it's just ludicrous. And that's so beautiful about Bitcoin, is knowing the inflation rate ahead of time, and knowing exactly that it cannot be changed because 2 plus 2 will always equal 4.
It's a good point, Josh. It's something Bitcoiners really take for granted, that we know how many Bitcoin there are, and we know how fast they're being made. The Federal Reserve, the not federal bank that prints the U.S.'s money, we have no idea how much money they've printed, how much money they are printing, anything like that. But let's just go down the line and everyone share your thoughts on the halvening, and like Josh said, maybe share where you were last time or maybe where you hope to be next time. Daniel, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's cool. We're making progress. I guess it must be a pretty big event if the halvening.com it won't load for me now. So I guess a lot of people are keeping an eye on this. But yeah, it's fun. I think, I don't know about the price. I don't expect anything huge. Like you said, it's robotic. I mean, it's part of the plan, and everyone has known about it for 8 years. Yeah, I'm It's fun. It's fun. Just this right here. Like, let's hang out. Let's talk about it. Who cares? It's fun.
We do have the halvening.com. I still have a loaded version. It says about 21 minutes, 4 blocks remaining. Gabriel D. Vine.
I am gonna tweet out the YouTube link here. It's very exciting. Last Halvening, I had just heard of Bitcoin a little bit. Wasn't really in the mind space to take in the information for another few months. So yeah, that was basically my pre-Bitcoin fever phase. And you know, I was like, kind of when I figured out what was going on, what Bitcoin was in March 2013, I was like, oh, I see that just happened, and then the price went up a lot. That's really interesting. I wonder, you know, what will happen next happening, and here we are. So it's an exciting time. I think that it's a bit overlooked how much the deflationary or, you know, constricting monetary policy of Bitcoin affects the amount of interest and investment in the space. I think a lot of the other altcoins have different policies, and they kind of flare up when the interest in them you know, peaks, and then they kind of go down, and nobody ever wants to invest in them again. They don't perform as commodities because of you know, for example, inflationary monetary policy like Ethereum. So although I've heard varying things about that, but it's pretty interesting, and I think it makes it a really attractive long-term investment for speculators and people looking for alternatives to, oh, look, it's shaking. People looking for alternatives, you know, for wealth storage that are uncorrelated with, you know, less correlated with other, you know, maybe larger investment opportunities, you know, like, for example, gold or stocks or bonds. So it's really, I think, a big part of the appeal of Bitcoin. So it's not to be underestimated.
Bitcoin does just keep on going. Michael from Germany, your thoughts on the halvening?
So my thoughts on the halvening, I have to begin at my beginning. That was around November last year that I got into Bitcoin. It was at that moment that it had a big hype in the media, and then I thought, well, okay, there is something about it. Then I waited until the price went down a little bit, and then went in. And now coming to the halvening, I was pretty hyped because you come to new forums and they are all very hyped, and as soon as the price goes significantly up, it's always this to the moon, and maybe we have 30,000, 50,000 next year. So I was pretty hyped. Then came the backlash some time ago. But I'm very excited, and I see it more as a very, very long-term investment. So what happens now to the price is not so relevant to me. To me, is more important what is in 10 or 20 years. And we have no imagination of what will be then, I think. That's
That's a
my
good point,
thoughts on
Michael. And there aren't that many people using Bitcoin right now. But if you think about if it keeps growing in 5 years and 10 years, the price will have to go up to accommodate the number of people using it.
Of course, of course. Of course,
Emzy, your thoughts on?
it's
Yeah.
getting.
I think yeah, there will be nothing special in the next 30 minutes. Maybe the price is fluctuating, and definitely there will be nobody coming in and saying, oh, the halving is not a good idea. Let's make it next year or so. It's programmed in. And I think everyone who is trading in Bitcoin know it and expect it. So there will be nothing special. Maybe in a few days or a week or so, there will be some new people heard of Bitcoin and must get their head around that now the inflation rate is nearly the half of it yesterday. Yeah.
It's a good point, MZ, and I do hope that the halvening helps more people learn about Bitcoin. And what's great about the halvening is it's a way to learn about Bitcoin's monetary policy. And not a lot of people talk about monetary policy or think about it or care about it. But if you really think about it, if you have inflationary money, your savings is constantly going down because they're printing more money. When you have deflationary money like Bitcoin, in a way your savings is constantly going up because they're printing less money. And because you know how much money they're printing, and with Bitcoin, we see that the ability to print money is actually going away. This is it, like half the gold mines in the world just suddenly shutting off production. We're going from 25 Bitcoins every 10 minutes, approximately, to 12.5 Bitcoins every 10 minutes. The part that's approximate is the time, not the amount. We know exactly how much is going to be made, and that's the exciting part about Bitcoin. And speaking of MZ's awesome Hooli t-shirt, I got my Bitcoin Not Bomb shirt, and we didn't really have a plan for this show, but we do have 70 audience members, and we're probably going to invite the audience in maybe when we get a little closer. But I just wanted to show you guys some Bitcoin shirts. So here's my Rebel Bitcoin sweatshirt. This is from Bitcoin Not Bombs. Very cool guys out there. Also made my shirt I'm wearing now. I'm going to start out with a classic here. This I got a few years ago at the Bitcoin in the Beltway convention in Washington, D.C. It says, Bitcoin motherfucker. Pretty good, huh? The full curse word and everything. See that, like, he's got a flash drive in his hand. That's a little miner there, you can see, and he's very... So yeah, I was wearing that all around PorcFest a few years ago. We've got... This looks like a plain black shirt. This is not very exciting. It's not going to make the cut. Oh, let's see. Maybe there's a shirt inside there. You guys, go ahead and fill in some commentary.
Actually, I wanted to add to what you were saying, and what's really beautiful is that we can now test economic theory without gulags, without nightmarish uber states enforcing some sort of ridiculous monetary policy. By basically, if you take or fork Bitcoin and try something else, you can see if maybe it's better to have more inflation, less inflation, and see if that coin actually takes off. See if people like to use that. And one example I like to share is the example of Freicoin, which is a coin with built-in demurrage, meaning that the coin lost value over time. And it had this big pump as everyone thought, yeah, because people would be spending them because they don't want to hold them as they lose value. And then it had this big pump and then crashed. It's been flatlined, almost dead since then. And why is that? And people say, well, I don't want to hold a coin that's losing value. And change in thinking about money is when you think that and you think, well, I'm holding US dollars, which are losing value over time. And why should I do that? Why should I hold a currency that's losing value? And so yeah, it's very interesting to see how people's mindsets change once they've used Bitcoin, once they understand my money doesn't need to lose value over time. It's just very fascinating.
Excellent points, Josh. And Steven's got his Bitcoin Wizard shirt out here, MZ. And I've also got like just more shirts. Here's a Rebel B t-shirt. And I was showing off a little Coinbase, Augur, little Bitcoin, generic shirts. This one is pretty cool. This is a Bitcoin bomb shirt. Let's see if you can see that. There it is.
Oh, you have Bitcoin Not Bombs and Bitcoin Bomb.
Yeah, this is a From Satoshi. There it is. From Satoshi with Love. Bitcoin bomb t-shirt. Different interpretations. We've got a little Project Safe. This is the Made Safe shirt. Everyone likes Made Safe. It's a cool project. Hopefully.
I'm a big fan of MadeSafe, but they definitely don't have anything to do with the Bitcoin halvening. Well, actually, that's not true. They did a big, giant crowd sale, and they raised millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin.
Here we go. Yeah. Another classic, the Bitcoin Wizard.
Oh, lovely.
Magic
wow.
internet
Fully
money.
vectorized and everything.
Yeah, this is a classic ad. It was on Reddit for a long, long time on our Bitcoin.
The halvening.com is getting slammed. That's a DDoS. That's something that MadeSafe will actually help with. Once it launches, is that you can launch your site on the safe network, and then instead of getting more difficult to reach when there's a lot of traffic, it'll be actually easier to reach because there will be more mirrors. It kind of breaks up the client-server model and distributes it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
We have an update from the Halvening. We've jumped about 2 blocks forward down to the last block. We're on the last block with approximately 9 minutes remaining. 9 minutes.
I'm gonna spend a Bitcoin. I'm gonna spend some money.
9 minutes. The price is $630. It's taken a pretty big dip, but ended back up a little bit in the dip, not all the way down.
Who wants a couple of bucks?
We've got the chat room on YouTube. If you open up the YouTube, or if you go to Twitter, people might tweet to you at Vaultoro, VAULTORO. It's a Swiss exchange where you can trade your Bitcoin for gold, right, Josh?
We run a top-tier vaulting. Well, we don't run it. We partner with a top-tier vaulting facility called Program, one of the largest vaulting facilities in Europe, and we allow people to jump in and out of allocated gold. So with a provable reserve, 100% reserve. So that's the other thing that blockchains allow us to do, is enable us to have truly transparent banks, which really it's a revolution. It's an evolution in banking as well as money.
Very cool, and people can check that out at vaultoro.com. Not a plug, just trying to plug people's businesses while they're on here, being friendly. This is another Bitcoin shirt. It's Word Cloud, Free Market, Bitcoin, Mixer, Privacy, Fight, Future, Anonymous. A lot of good words of Bitcoin, banking.
Great.
Got another Augur shirt. It's a repeat.
Oh,
here we go.
Wild, that last one. It's pretty cool.
Let's see. Okay, so this is Intercom shirt. Totally not related, just a startup. We do tech support with them over at Purse. But here's a good one I think you guys will like. Gimme yo Bitcoins.
Has anyone got a public address? I want to send some big 50 cents. That's all I got on my phone right now. Give us a pub address, someone.
Let's see. We'll see. Whatever Twitter says, we'll see. Go over to Twitter.
Somebody on. Oh, look, Sky Lambert. Here's one. Here, I'll send it to you in the chat.
All right.
Sky is the one to get the Bitcoin.
So block number 42K, does that have, I guess that's when we...
420.
Yeah. Is it...
1,000.
That's when the Halvening says the Halvening is. Does that have a 25 reward or a 12.5 reward?
Yeah, I think it is 420,000 and not 420,001. Is that right? Oh, that's it. F2 pool. Happy Halvening, everyone.
Oh, what? I couldn't get it in time.
It was 420,001. Just found right afterward.
All right, so let's do a pretend countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Halvening! Yay! All right, so everyone on Twitter, go to Twitter on Mad Bitcoins. I'm going to say, join us live now, and I'm going to post the link to this party. So this is going to get out of control. We're going to lose all control of this. Anyone can join on Twitter right now. Right now. So we'll see if anything happens. But
wow. Why didn't the rocket take? My rocket didn't take. Oh, I don't have the.
I'm not going to refresh, but my rocket is still loading.
Yeah, my rocket didn't take off. It didn't.
Oh wait, there it is. 0. Woo! Completion. The rocket disappeared.
The rocket. Jeez.
Yeah, they got slammed.
Everyone try to mute yourself. I'm hearing some echo. But we'll see ETA right now. Completion 100%. This is the kind of the biggest letdown in animation since the Phantom Menace. There is no animated rocket liftoff. I'm gonna go like get us some video of a rocket liftoff. Everyone, go get us some rocket liftoff video.
Yeah. All right. Well, to Gabriel, I sent 20 cents.
We're joined by Narinder. Welcome to Narinder.
Hey, Halvening! Whoa!
Halvening indeed. Everyone is welcome. It's all shared today.
I'm in the co-working space, so I can't really scream and shout.
Tell those co-working people today's the day. It's Halvening.
It's happening. Yeah. Come on, everybody.
For some reason on blockchain.info, when I click on a block, it says the block reward.
Welcome to Hassan. Say hey, Halvening. We've got a little rocket here. Boom.
Oh, to the moon.
To the moon.
To the moon.
Welcome. How's it going, Narinder? Where are you? Tell us about.
I'm in the UK.
Welcome aboard from the UK. Hassan, where are you?
In the Colorado, Lahana.
Colorado. All right. Everyone is joining live now as we enjoy the Halvening. We got 94 viewers. We're watching an Apollo 8 Saturn V launch. Saturn 5, of course. We can't regret that. Looks like Daniel. Do you have information? Which block are we on? What is happening?
Yeah, we have 42K and 4201, but it's probably just a website bug. But it's kind of weird that blockchain.info says the reward for 42K and 420K and 42001. The reward it says is 16.66666. I don't know why.
Wow. Blockchain.info. Not quite following the Bitcoin white paper there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
You get some bonus money from blockchain. Welcome to Prashant. Welcome aboard. Where are you?
Hey, what's up, guys? Curaçao in the Caribbean.
Welcome.
Happy Halvening, guys.
Happy Halvening.
All right.
We'll go back to some rocket imagery and just everyone. Let's just go down the line again and maybe say how you got into Bitcoin, what you think the future of Bitcoin is. We're going to start with Daniel, and we'll just go down the line here. So.
All right. Yeah, I just got into Bitcoin because I don't know. Some friends told me about it. It sounded cool. The price was going up, which is not always the perfect reason to get into something, but it worked out this time. So, and then it just, as they say, down the rabbit hole. I learned a lot. Just wanted to get involved, and so it all worked out. But yeah, the future of Bitcoin. I mean, I love it. I've learned over the past, probably in the past year, and this is something that you'll appreciate, Thomas. Over the past year, I've switched a lot from being a Bitcoin ideologue to an actual Bitcoin user, a lot more than I used to be. It's no longer some. I mean, I still do talk about it and think about it all the time, but it's so easy now to just use it, to just get whatever you want with it, to just have it, to get, yeah, if you want to get paid in it, you can. If you want to, the microphone here, I bought it on Purse, like $100 discount or something. I mean, everything I buy, I just use Bitcoin. So I'm a Bitcoin user, and it's a lot easier over the past years or two to make that happen. And I think that's the future of Bitcoin is users using it for anything, just all the time. It's casual. We won't need to talk about it anymore. That's what I think.
Very cool. Go ahead, Hassan. Tell us what you think of Bitcoin.
Well, I first started out when I don't know if you guys read the book The Sovereign Individual. That was back in the early 90s, and his talk about digital currencies. And from reading that chapter, I just went nuts. I've been into digital currencies since day one, and when Bitcoin came out, I just went crazy for it. And I've always had sort of a keen obsession for it. I do think it's going to change the world, and I just want to be a part of it. I'm glad to just that's the amazing part. What I love so much about this is this. Here's a chance for everybody just to get a little piece of history, and a lot of in other ways, when I started out as a young man trading, man, you had to have 100,000 just to get into the game. Now you guys, you're in. And you don't have to have that money. And not only that, but you can open up an account in 5 minutes, overseas, offshore, whatever. I mean, that's the beauty of Bitcoin. You just don't know how hard it used to be. And it still is for traditional, sort of investment vehicles. It still is a terrible thing. But if you can't see from that example why that's not going to change the world, then I don't know what to say to you. So
it is amazing how quickly you can get set up at an altcoin exchange. How you can, if you have Bitcoin already, you can just put them in, and then seconds later you're buying 5, 10 different altcoins. I totally agree with what you're saying. With the stock market accounts, you have to link your checking account. It takes several days. Most people have never done it before, and it wasn't until recently, the last 10, 15, 20 years, that an average investor like myself with $500 could actually put it in a market or put it in an investment vehicle.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, I'm a forex trader, and man, if you wanted to trade like you do now on the order book, you better have 100,000, just to start, and then even then nobody will pay attention to you. You make an order and they'll walk right past you, and because they're looking to fill a 10 million or even $1 billion order, and they're not going to look at your little $100,000. But in Bitcoin, and you can make money. That's the best part. If you really focus and learn the game, and you're willing to take a bronc ride, you can make some money. So
excellent.
Yeah, I don't mean to.
Go ahead.
Didn't mean to promote Voltoro, but it's one thing that really gives me also joy is seeing how, to add to your comment now, son, someone in Africa can receive 10 cents worth of Bitcoin or 20 cents worth of Bitcoin and instantly secure it in a vaulting facility in Switzerland. It's the first time. These facilities have only been used by the elite rich to store secure value in something tangible and something that's sitting there in their name as their legal property. And it just wasn't available to the normal person, especially at low volumes. At low volumes, it was just impossible. And so being liberated, it really liberates people. And when we think about Bitcoin in the Western world, in America or in Europe, we think, oh yeah, it's great because we can send money to each other quickly. But it's these developing countries that have been, I mean, we grew up seeing Bono in the 80s with his yellow glasses going, yeah, drop the debt. What's changed? Africa's still suffering. A lot of the countries in Africa are still suffering. Nothing's changed. In all that time, the banks have had their go, and they just refuse to fix anything. So it's just time to exit and give people the tools. And Bitcoin really is the tool to be able to emancipate themselves out of these nightmarish manipulations of currency and money in those continents. And then on top of that, we've got Venezuela and all these other countries now actually really starting to use Bitcoin. As we heard Daniel say, that it's now becoming something that people are using, because originally the main thing behind Bitcoin, the killer app, was speculation, but now we're starting to see it actually being used as currency, and that's the end game killer app for me.
We often talk about it at our office at Purse. We are one of the companies that actually use Bitcoin, and I don't mean just for our site to shop and save money at Amazon, obvious plug, but we use Bitcoin to pay each other back for lunches. We use Bitcoin. We go to a lot of cash-only places, and no one ever has cash, but we trade the same $20 back and forth around between us, and just being able to do that with our phones and knowing that we're trading money without a bank account, without a bank being involved, these crazy little tokens that suddenly, thanks to everyone's hard work, Coinbase, BitPay, all these companies that made it into something and really spread the word, made it easier for people to onboard. It's a thing now. It's a real thing, and we use it. And I suggest you guys use it. Get a wallet on your phone. Put 20 bucks in there. Don't put a ton of money in your little phone wallet, but have enough to send it around, to have some fun with it. If you meet anyone that doesn't have Bitcoin, give them $1. I give everybody $1, and I haven't run out of dollars yet. So let's see.
Just a quick update from the YouTube group. We had Sasha Bakshi, who very cleverly pointed out that the block reward, of course, also includes fees. So that's possibly what was going on with that particular value coming from blockchain.info. And also we had a question from Alan Smith questioning about how the blocks we're 5 seconds apart and 14 seconds apart. Hey man, there's it's variable. It depends on chance. These if miners are trying to find blocks, and sometimes it happens really fast. Sometimes it takes an hour or even more. It's a random situation, so you never quite know when miners are going to find blocks. And little price update. So we had that slam down about must have been 10%. Excuse me, 5-6%. Before the halvening, and now it's been sort of recovering and bouncing around a few percent, so very volatile around the halvening today.
Very cool. We're joined by Jake. Jake, tell us where you are. Are you into Bitcoin? Are you still with us? Oh, we've got Jake's refrigerator. But that's good. I'm sure Jake will be back soon.
The first time I met Jake's refrigerator, we were in this bar, and oh, hey.
There it is. Hey, Jake, say hello. Can you hear us?
Hey, sorry guys. Hi.
No.
How are you?
No worries. Where are you at, Jake? Say hello, and what do you think about Bitcoin?
He's in the kitchen.
I'm in the kitchen. I'm in Williamsburg, Brooklyn.
Very cool. Bitcoin from Williamsburg. We got, I'm going to say everyone's name wrong, but Farzad joining us. They get close.
Hello.
Where are you at? Say where you're at, and what do you like about Bitcoin?
I like Bitcoin. I've been in this world in some years now. So I'm calling from Sweden.
Sweden. All right. And
Yeah.
we got Luis joining us. Luis, can you hear us? We can't see you right now.
You can see us?
Oh no, we can see you, Farzad.
Yeah,
Hello.
we can see you. So we have a tequila party here.
Yeah, my camera's busted.
All right, a halvening party in Switzerland. We've joined by Jake from Brooklyn. We've got everybody here. Show us around. Come on, swivel the camera around. Everyone on the internet, there's 109 people that want to see this. Yeah. Got some drinks. I got water.
So are you guys surprised by the outcome here?
The price being down, it's a little disappointing. I mean, like a lot of people, I own Bitcoin. I like it when the price goes up, not lying. But I just think in general we need to wait 24 hours. We need to wait till the rest of the market hears that, like Andrea said yesterday, the Bitcoin halving just went off without a hitch. This is an incredible programmatic change, written in advance. No one protested. No one could stop it. No one did stop it. It's done. It's in. We just need to wait to see what the market thinks about this. What do you think, Jake?
May I say something?
Sure.
I'm a little disappointed because my strategy was, or I assumed that the price would go a little higher than it was before the halvening, so towards the halvening, in the hours towards the halvening, and was about to sell then some of my bitcoins because I don't have that many. And when I look at the price drop now, I could have heightened the amount of bitcoins I had. But I think that's mistakes that I learned from, and I'm quite new to the business, so I won't be too hard to myself now.
Remember, no one can predict the future. The chart only shows us the past.
And you stuck to your rules, and
Yeah,
as a
that's
trader,
for sure.
that's important to make a rule for yourself and stick to it no matter what happens, because you can't catch a falling knife, as they say. But folks, I would just like to add that miners can't spend coins until 100, I think it's 100 blocks or 120 blocks, newly mined coins. So the next 120 blocks will still have the similar amount of inflation as before.
Oh, we seem to have lost Josh. Let's see. Do we have Luis? Louis, can you hear us?
Yeah, but I'm moving my computer right now, and I'm moving somewhere, so I'll be with you guys in a second, okay?
All right, no worries. Just saying hi. And we have reached our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. We have 10 slots, so we are full right now. So if there's someone waiting on the outside, maybe say that you're waiting in the chat room, and we'll try to bring you in when someone else pops on and off. Gabe, come on, show us the cat. Internet loves cats. We're ready for your close-up.
Hi everyone, this is Lolita. She loves Bitcoin. He reads about Bitcoin all the time.
Oh. Very cool.
Yes.
I can also show some T-shirts.
Ah.
Yeah, hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Go ahead. Bitcoin
Okay.
miner shirt.
Yeah, and there's a story. I bought it with Bitcoin about exactly 5 years ago, and I think it was about 3 or 4 Bitcoins. This T-shirt, and I also bought a second T-shirt, also for 4 Bitcoins. Yeah, so there is my Bitcoin going, but all self-mined Bitcoin, so no biggie.
Awesome, absolutely very cool. It's amazing to think how little Bitcoin used to be worth. And I know Franco, who wrote Franco Coin, told me once he spent over 100 Bitcoin on some alpaca socks. And I asked him, were they great socks? Do you still have them? He said, no, they weren't great socks, and I don't still have them. And it was 100 Bitcoin, so it's so punishing. But remember, that's always what it's going to be like. Bitcoin seems like it's just going to keep going up, and if we want to keep being in it, we're going to have to get used to getting paid less. I get paid in Bitcoin. I can tell you, I used to get paid like a lot of Bitcoin. Now I get paid less Bitcoin. I get paid the same amount, but I get paid less because Bitcoin is worth so much more.
Yeah, it's the same value.
It's the same value, but I get less numbers.
We had someone twist that around, because there's 2 ways of thinking about that. And someone thanked me for free gold, because they said they bought some gold and then the price went up, and now they've got the same amount of value plus they've got some gold. So there's that way of thinking about it. Or you could think, oh, I just spent that much on something and it's gone up, so damn it. But now you have both. You've got value plus the thing that you bought.
Excellent point. We're joined by Luis. Luis, where are you, and what do you think about Bitcoin? No, we can't hear you, but we can see you now.
Man.
Oh, there you are.
I'm in one place that I was when I first. You can probably just see a shadow because I have light behind me. But sorry, guys.
Yeah.
What I think about the price and Bitcoin is like you have to take it as it is at the moment. Usually, I think it's a store of value, so I keep some Bitcoin that I store away, and whenever I want to purchase something, I just buy new Bitcoins at the moment right away. I paid 100 Bitcoins for a pack of socks at the moment that I bought them. It was whatever a pack of socks were worth at the time, so it's no big deal how much you paid at some point.
Excellent point. We're also joined by Tommaso. Tommaso, can you hear us?
Cheers, guys.
Cheers to you, Luis. Happy halving.
Happy halving.
Tommaso seems to be muted, but remember, if you're out there right now, I've put the link out on Twitter. You can join us live. We can have up to 10 people in here. So far, it's much less wild and crazy than I was expecting. Maybe we can inject some wild and craziness. Jake from New York, what do you think about Bitcoin?
What do I think about Bitcoin? Well, from our perspective, Bitcoin obviously is very important. We invest in a lot of cryptocurrencies and crypto assets of companies. As an investment, we actually think Bitcoin is very risky, and its horizon is very long. So we actually prefer to invest in other kinds of coins, but we still very much appreciate, the technology that Bitcoin brought to the world and so on.
Excellent. We have the NASA astronauts setting up the flags here on the moon. We have the Apollo moon landings here. Watching some historic footage. Hassan, what do you think about the Bitcoin halving? How are we doing today?
Well, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, good. Well, people are, the people who like to, buy the rumor, sell the news are out today, obviously, and that's just going to happen. But bottom line is there's going to be a lot less Bitcoin out there, right? And I don't know if you guys know, but these exchanges and other places like this, like Coinbase, for example, they need Bitcoin. They're struggling to get the Bitcoin. That's sort of the reason why they went to Ether. And so, there's already a huge demand out there for Bitcoin, and it's only going to get, as far as I'm concerned, it's only going to get larger. And so whatever happens today, it doesn't matter. It's just get ready for the ride, guys, because I think, next year or two, we could see some substantially higher prices.
It's a good point. We really do have to wait until the supply runs out. Right now, people have been saving their Bitcoin. They have lots of them, but pretty soon they won't have any, and they'll need to sell them or they'll need to buy more, and they'll want to pay more, and that'll drive the price up more.
Yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, as long as the network keeps its integrity and stays in good shape, we're going to be all right. That's just the way I feel about it. So, and Bitcoin is the granddad.
Wisdom seems to be.
Go ahead, Michael.
Wisdom seems to be not available at the moment.
There is no happening. Lewis, we can see you now. You're inside.
Yeah, my house is kind of like a inside and outside at the same time. It's an open house.
Oh, what country are you in, Lewis?
I am in Guatemala. I'm in a city called Antigua, Guatemala. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a very beautiful city.
Very nice. And how did you hear about Bitcoin?
That's one of the funny things. I don't remember how I heard about it exactly. I just kind of was, like I said, exactly where I am right now, in my laptop, and some article or something. I don't remember exactly what it was. And next thing I know, my weekend's gone. I'm doing some research after thinking it's a Ponzi scheme, and here I am many years later.
It's amazing. We all do seem to think that first of all, it must be a scam or it's too good to be true. Certainly when they told me that they'd created a digital currency, I thought, that's great. I can make a copy of it. I can spend it as much as I want. I'm going to be rich. This is great. I'm just going to, these suckers. But then you read more about it, and it's so detailed, and they thought about all the attacks, and they thought about all the problems, and it really is. You can't copy it. It's a digital thing, but you can't copy it, and that takes a lot for people to wrap their heads around.
Yes, I mean, for me, it was something that, like I said, I think I was lucky. It didn't take me long to realize that it was unique. I was skeptical, obviously, at first, but I immediately grabbed it after maybe 3 or 4 hours. I was just like, no, there's something here, something special.
What year was that? What time was it when you discovered Bitcoin?
It was 2013, and being in Guatemala, it was extremely difficult to get my hands on some Bitcoin. I remember the first ones that I got were at $90, I think. And that was after a long time of trying to figure out how to get giving my information to some site on Russia and whatnot. Finally, I found local Bitcoins, and I found a guy here, and that's how I got some.
How awesome. Local Bitcoins is really an important site for Bitcoin. I think a lot of people take it for granted, but if we didn't have local Bitcoins, it would be really difficult for a lot of people to get Bitcoins. You can go almost anywhere in the world at localbitcoins.com and find someone local who will trade even $100, even $50. They'll trade with you to get you some Bitcoin. So you can spend it online, or you can save it, or you can buy altcoins, or you can invest it. There's all kinds of things you can do once you get some Bitcoin.
How much of a premium do you pay there on top of the global average spot price?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh God, like I said, that was 2013, and by the time that I found them on local Bitcoin, I was just like, finally, I can get my hands on some. I didn't care if I
didn't matter
if I paid 100%. And honestly, the guy that sold them to me, he was so cool, and he's just like, he was just doing it because he believed in it, and he knew how hard it was to get. To this day, we're friends. I talk to him online every now and then, whatever. But the premium, it didn't matter. Like I said, I bought him at $90.
Yeah.
So.
What's I lost. I remember when I first sort of wanted to buy some guy had built an exchange in Australia. They hadn't actually built it. He just cloned some sort of exchange software that I think it was Amir Taki had built or something. But anyway, he'd cloned that and tried to build this Australian version. And I sent $500 to him, and then he just disappeared and went offline. I was like, dude, like, what the hell? But we've all experienced these things as Bitcoin's grown, and finally, the good good solid exchanges have started to pop up, and we're seeing less and less of these cowboys, which is great.
It's so funny how many people get into Bitcoin and then sadly almost immediately get scammed. I know one of the first things I did in Bitcoin is I saw that people were selling like a 0.1 of Bitcoin on eBay, and they were selling it for way over the price. And I was like, wow, that's easy money. I take the Bitcoin here, I sell it on the eBay, I get money. Well, it turns out that does not work. What happens to me, at least back in the day when I sold on eBay, is I sent them the Bitcoin, I paid, it was good. Then they either claimed their PayPal account was hacked, or their PayPal account was actually hacked, and someone took the Bitcoin. PayPal froze my money and then wouldn't let me withdraw it, even though I'd already initiated a withdrawal. And they kept my $20, and the hacker kept my Bitcoin. So not a good first trade on the old eBay with the Bitcoin. Looks like we had a couple more people join, but then it looks like they dropped off. So let's go back to Daniel. Haven't heard from you in a while. What's going on, Daniel? He's still muted, but he's putting a lot of work into it.
Daniel. My bad. Oh man, it's a Saturday. Seriously, I wake up on Saturdays sometimes. I mean, I have busy weekends, but when I have a Saturday at home and I wake up, all I can think is, I wish somebody was doing a live show. I really want to watch right now, a Bitcoin live show. So that's what I wanted to do right now, is just help give people something to watch in the morning.
Well, it looks like it's something we should do more often. We have 128 live viewers, and we're joined by Sky. Can you hear us, Sky? Go ahead and unmute yourself. You might want to get headphones eventually, but go ahead. We'll let you talk for a while. You got to push the unmute button on your phone though, because I muted you. So there's you might be on delay if you're listening later. But oh well, we'll try to get him back on when he's here. But remember, everyone, we've put the link out on Twitter. This is an all-joined show. We've never done one of these before, but it's much less exciting than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting a lot more madness, yes? But if you'd like to join the World Crypto Network, we do shows like this. We talk about Bitcoin. We're friendly, nice people. Send me your email on Twitter. Just go ahead and DM it to me at MadBitcoins, and I'll add you to our Slack. And in our Slack, we kind of discuss these shows, and we send around the links. And if you want to make your own shows, especially some short ones would be great. A lot of people make long shows. But we'd welcome you. World Crypto Network. Join on up. All right, Sky, can you hear us? Go ahead and, all right, he's got headphones now, he's set. All right, unmute yourself and tell us where you are and how you learned about Bitcoin.
All right, hey guys. I'm in Grass Valley, California. I first heard about Bitcoin.
Grass Valley. Woo, California.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I know. You're in San Francisco, right? Yeah, so anyway, I first heard about Bitcoin through the Silk Road. Someone showed it to me at a hostel, and I was just totally fascinated. I thought Silk Road was just the craziest thing I've ever seen, and he's like, if you like this, you'll love Bitcoin, and it's just a whole other world. And I just had no idea what was coming for me, because after that I just got way into it, and I've been loving it ever since. That was in June of 2013. I didn't buy any though, and then there was the big price hike, and then that reignited my interest. And yeah, so I bought a little bit during that time. I got into mining Vercoin. It was supposed to be ASIC resistant, and that was a fun, really good experience for me. And then when the price went down to like 200 in that area, I was like, okay, I got to buy this. I know it's going to go back up. And yeah, I was doing some trading, like you were talking about, Thomas, with PayPal, and that didn't end up so well for me either. But it was still another good experience. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here right now with y'all.
Awesome. Thanks. Welcome aboard. All right, we haven't heard from MZ in a while. How's it going, MZ in Germany? How are you enjoying the Halvening? Do you have any stories to share?
Yeah, great. but the prices. Yeah, maybe we have to wait to see some up and down swings again. Oh, we saw the downswing a little bit. Oh, I have something to add for local bitcoins. So the site is not, you can't use it in Germany for, I think, 2 years now or so. They simply had, I don't know exactly why it's not in Germany.
The BaFin.
It's it had something to do with the BaFin or so. So they needed a banking license or something like that, or some money license. I don't know. It's crazy, but you can use other local trading apps on Android or so.
I think Mycelium has a marketplace, and then now Abra.
Mycelium is
available there yet, but go ahead.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know. I can show some more T-shirts. So if I have nothing to say, I can show something. This is I like it very much, but it was not. I couldn't buy it for Bitcoin, so I had to use some fiat on it, and that's just a simple T-shirt. And I think that's all of mine.
Nice. I'm glad to see I'm not the only one with a stack of Bitcoin T-shirts. And sometimes you can wear them, but there's not that many places that you can wear, a little, or at least switch the camera. Sorry, a little "Gimme Yo Bitcoin" shirt. Bitcoin.
This is really you have to look twice to see what is going on, but then at the second glimpse you see what's talking about the T-shirt. Yeah.
See what they're doing over at the YouTube chat room. How did I get all these T-shirts? Good question. A lot of them I got at conventions. I went to the Miami Bitcoin convention. I went to the Bitcoin in the Beltway convention in Washington, D.C. And, I can see myself and I can hear myself. I'm going to pause myself. But, I went to a lot of conventions. Obviously, now I'm in San Francisco. It's very cool. A lot of startups. People give me shirts. Other people on the internet send me shirts because I make shows. That's really nice of them. And also, I buy shirts, too. So I bought a lot of these shirts at conventions. And what am I going to do with them? Someday, they have this thing at the Internet Archive where you can donate shirts, and they'll cut them up and sew them into pillows. And they have a lot of old, DEC shirts and Sun Microsystem shirts and stuff like that. So maybe someday I'll donate a whole bag of shirts down to the old Internet Archive and hope to get...
To keep the servers warm or what?
Oh, they have... It's a church. So they have pews. And, pews are very uncomfortable, so they put some pillows out on the pews. And the pillows are made of old shirts.
Nice.
So
it's it's an incredible place.
I forgot to mention, even though I'm matching you, I guess, Thomas. I got the same Bitcoin Not Bomb shirt. But that reminded me of this overlay, too, which I made for Drew Phillips, but I just swapped out the name, and so now I got a Bitcoin Not Bombs overlay.
Very good. And yeah, big fans of Bitcoin Not Bombs and Drew and Davi and Megan and Tim and all their work. So I'm going over to the chat. Let's see. People want to say, how can people join? Okay, I'm going to try to put the link into the chat. This
Thomas, what's the best? Did you find you get a those comments?
You're breaking up, Josh.
What is that? Which
people
T-shirt
ask me about my shirts. I was wearing I should go get it. I didn't show it yet, but I have a free Ross shirt, and I was wearing it at a clothing store called Ross, Ross Dress for Less, and the lady said, "Does that have something to do with us?" And because it's a very like kind of an angry shirt, it has like a handcuffed breaking thing and a free Ross. So yeah, they thought that was Ross Clothing Store. No, normally, I mean, people in San Francisco don't really say much about Bitcoin. I wear them pretty much all over the place. No, you don't get much of a reaction. I got a little reaction when I used to wear my, I have a shirt that's like the Space Invaders, and it's a Space Invader school, and they're teaching them how to go back and forth and how to attack. I usually get some compliments for that shirt, but no, it's been pretty quiet. You can wear pretty much any kind of Bitcoin shirt that you want, and no one will much say anything yet. But hopefully, when we get more Bitcoiners, we'll get more like little nods and little like, yeah, Bitcoin, you know. We'll have our little thing. But I just put the link into the chat, and I don't know if the link works. Oh, it works. I don't know. Well, the chat people can join us. I'm going to scroll back up. Let me put it on the screen, and we'll see what the chat is talking about. Remember, there's a bit of a delay between us and the chat. So let's see. Oops.
I have a question. What do you think will the price develop in the next times? Let's say the next few weeks. Will it be very volatile? Will it go up very high? Because my biggest concern is honestly that it stays low so that I can buy more and more. Because I only have a regular job, you know. There's only a certain amount available to buy Bitcoin. So that's my biggest fear, that it's at some point will just rush up and then it will be more expensive to buy new ones. It's not about making fast money. It's a very, very long-term thing with me.
I definitely agree with you with the fear of missing out and the feeling that you've missed the boat. I remember Bitcoin was at $1, it went to 13, and I was like, oh, I missed the boat, I'm stupid. And then it went to 30, and I was like, oh, I missed the boat, whatever. And then it went to 90, and I was like, oh, how could I be so dumb? And then I finally got a couple, you know, and it went to 1,000 and everything. And I was like, this is awesome. And then, you know, it went back down. And I was like, oh, this is not that awesome. But then we just waited, and it went kind of back up. But yeah, I feel it's everyone wants to have kind of at least one Bitcoin because it's just the whole number thing. But it's going to be harder and harder for people to get that one Bitcoin the later and later you start. But let's just go down the line. What do you guys think? 1 week from now, what will the price be, and will the action be volatile or will it be steady? I'm just going to call one person at a time. So we'll go Daniel first.
All right, I'm going to say 680, nothing too crazy volatile.
All right, Hassan?
Yeah, I think 1,000 is a done deal here, probably in a week or two. I think once all the people are going to be probably a little disappointed in what prices did today, but that's sort of pretty typical of the way these markets work. And yeah, I think once reality starts to sink in, and once people realize, that the miners are going to be putting less and less coin on the exchanges, and there's going to be just a high demand and a high drive for getting some Bitcoin. I just think 1,000. So
we're seeing some interesting comments in the chat. They say that Bitcoin Wisdom went down, too many people refreshing the page, and also that GDAX, the Coinbase exchange, had some server issues. We'll go to Jake in New York. Jake, your thoughts on the net?
Hey guys, I think there's definitely going to be volatility. Like I think traders are pretty jumpy, so when the price starts going up a little bit, I think that'll tend to aggregate, and the same thing for if the price is going down. But ultimately, the average will probably remain pretty stable, and the long-term thesis of Bitcoin going up with world adoption will just continue slowly.
We've got a pick from the chat. They say 10,000. Although I guess they're talking about the next. They're talking about the next halving though. So 4 years from now. But boy, 10,000 in a week would be nice. We're joined by Ashraf. How are you doing? And where are you? And how'd you get into Bitcoin? What do you think the price is going to be? Okay, we can't hear you right now, but we can see you. We're halfway there. Okay, we'll come back to you in a minute. We're going to go to Michael in Germany. Well, we started off with you. What do you think, Michael?
What I think? Are you talking to me? I started in November. Oh, no, the other Michael, right?
No, no worries. We'll keep going. Let's see. The chat is putting their picks in. They're saying 600 to a 700. Said Christian. He says by the end of the year, maybe 1,000 to 1,500. Thomas says I'll bet we'll see new highs this year. MZ in Germany. Your thoughts on the price next week?
I think in 1 week we will be at 720, I would say, and it's. I think it will be a bumpy ride to 720. Yeah, that's my prediction.
Very good. We're getting more picks from the chat. I'm just going to go over those really quick. The chat, chat's just a little delayed behind us. People are saying, Sky says 360 to 4,000. Mad volatility. Bajorn says 750 to 800. San Fran number 9 says 770 December. Hassan says 1 Bitcoin will be 1 Bitcoin in 10 years. Good point. People are new to it. 639. Hello from Belgium. Have a beer. And we're joined by Bitcoin Africa, or BitHub. Can you hear us?
Hello, guys.
How's it going? Where are you, and how'd you get into Bitcoin?
Yes, I'm in Nairobi, Kenya.
Welcome, all the way from Kenya.
Yeah, and I got into Bitcoin in 2014. A bit late.
Cool. And what do you think the price is going to be next week? Is it going to go crazy up, or?
I think it might more or less be the same. I think guys might want to dump when they're a bit disappointed that the price is not going up. So I think it'll be a bit volatile around the same range of 630, 680.
I think it's very important to have long horizons and just to invest in Bitcoin long, to believe in the technology and just to see where it's going. So how did you hear about Bitcoin in Africa? When was it?
The funny thing is, I've been involved in the sort of online payment space, and as you guys know, there are a lot of issues with financial inclusion and online payments in Africa, because a lot of people don't have credit cards. Of course, Kenya is a bit special because we have M-Pesa. So we were looking for a way to sort of, how can we accept payments from guys like you guys in the US, in Europe, and I came across Bitcoin from a forum, and when I went up and read about it, I was like, this is it. This is what we've been missing, and I was quite surprised that, I didn't know about it earlier, so a bit disappointed that I didn't get in earlier.
Well, we can only hear about it when we hear it. We all want it. So just a question about M-Pesa. Like, how do you actually use it? Do you use it as a convenience store? Do you use it every day? Like, is it very common?
Yeah, you must use it. You cannot survive without M-Pesa in Kenya, because it's how we pay our internet bills. It's how we pay our water bills. It's how we buy, our, a lot of Kenyan products are prepaid. So we don't have like, you pay at the end of the month. You sort of pay as you go. You buy airtime as you go. So M-Pesa is basically used for everything. About M-Pesa transacts about, if I'm not wrong, about $45 billion a year in Kenya.
That's amazing, and it's amazing to see that Kenya is completely ahead of the U.S. in this market. That you guys are using phones to pay. You're doing kind of a digital currency. It's really impressive.
Yep.
We've got a couple of comments from the chat. They say, love to Kenya from Norway. Another guy said he loves how globally inclusive this is. People are talking about when they got in. Everyone's putting their predictions in. Josh in the chat says 600 to 700 range, touching 800 by the end of the year. Marty says hi from Los Angeles. And we're joined by Daniel. Daniel, can you hear us? Can you say hello? Oh, see, we put the camera on him. He disappeared. But let's see. Ashraf, can you hear us? Do you want to say hello? Unmute yourself. You seem to be muted. Did you get a microphone? We still have a mystery of where you are. Maybe you have to write where you are on a piece of paper or put it in the chat, and we'll send greetings out to you, because this is a really exciting program. We just put the link out globally. Generally, anyone can join. We put it on Twitter. We put it in the chat, and it's been really fun so far. And all you guys, if you like Bitcoin, you like crypto, send me your email on @MadBitcoins on Twitter, and I'll add you to the World Crypto Network Slack. We do shows like this all the time. We're always looking for new people to do shows. The main thing, you just have to be able to talk, be really friendly, invite new people in, and a little technical. That helps. But
Sorry, what was that email, Thomas?
The email, well, my email is, you can email madbitcoins at madbitcoins.com, or you can DM me on Twitter @madbitcoins. And I have it so anyone can DM me, so you don't have to be a follower or anything like that. And you can join World Crypto Network on Slack, and we chat. So, let's see.
The latest hash had 17 zeros. The halving hash, the first hash at 12.5 Bitcoin.
Who got the Josh? Go ahead. Do you have any more details? Which mining pool or company got the block?
I'm pretty sure it was Peach's Pool. Mad.
Oh, my bet was on Bitfury, so I'm gonna lose if that goes down. Daniel, do you have more information?
Yep, yeah, it says F2 pool, and the blockchain.info is updated now to 12.5, so all good. Nothing's going haywire.
12.5. We've got people in the chat. They're saying, what are they saying? Oh, they say, "What up, Brazil?" There's a lot of traffic at the moment. BitcoinTicker.co is also down. No one knows what the price will be in 12 months, but I know I'll own more, David says in the chat. The Bitcoin Rat is saying hello from Mont Blanc. Sounds like France. Let's see. People say they want to be added to the chat, the Slack. That's cool. Just DM me. I'll add you after the show. I'll go through all my Twitter messages, everything. Let's go down the line. Let's go backward. And let's probably going to try to end this thing so I can go eat some breakfast. We just kind of rolled out of bed like everyone on the West Coast. It's around 10:30 in the morning, so just kind of waking up. Someone says 3,000 by next summer. Have a beer from Belgium. It's good chat. So, MZ, any closing words? Your thoughts on the future of Bitcoin? What's going to happen next?
I think the future is bright, and I'm glad that there was no hiccup or something happening at the halving. So everything went smooth, and yeah, nothing unexpected, I would say. Yeah. So it can go the next 4 years with 12.5 bitcoins every 10 minutes.
For sure. All went well. We're joined by Steven. Steven, where are you at? What do you think about Bitcoin?
But your pussy's just so damn tight.
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me or not.
We can hear you, but our pussy's so damn tight.
Guys, I'm from Oxford. I'm living in Oxford right now. I got into Bitcoin in about 2013. My girlfriend's here laughing at me right now.
Cheers.
Yeah, no, so I bought, I got in before the big spike, bought like 30 Bitcoins or so feeling pretty good right now. Really like your show. Love meeting people that are into Bitcoin. I'm in it for the long run. I love seeing like the hold on Reddit because I'm never selling, like no matter what. I don't care if the price like, you know, doubles, triples, whatever. Like never selling. Hold to the moon.
Hold to the moon. XX.
Yeah.
Let's go to Michael from Germany. Michael, can you hear us? Go ahead and tell us what do you think about the future of Bitcoin? We're going towards the end of the show.
Future? Do you mean me?
Yep. Go ahead, Michael.
The future of Bitcoin is as bright as can be to me. It's also for me an opportunity to store value for the very not the near future, but when I'm older, who knows what will be in 10 or 20 years. My big hope is that in the next time there will be some drops in price so I can buy cheap and gain as many Bitcoins as I can. That's my motto at the moment.
Well, remember to buy slowly. You can put your money in like 10% at a time, see what happens, and just get a dollar cost average.
I handle it that way. I calculate how much I need per month, plus something extra, and the rest goes into Bitcoin when the price is okay. And when I need some more money, then it's.
I remember that Andreas
when I need
always
some
used
more
to say
money,
that...
then.
Oh, we're crashing. Go ahead, Michael.
And if I should need more money than expected, then it's easily converted from Bitcoin to fiat money. So financially, I never did as good as today
Absolutely.
with Bitcoin.
And Andreas always used to say that he bought Bitcoin on Monday. It didn't matter what the price is. He took a little bit of his salary, and every Monday he just put it in Bitcoin. He'll see how it goes, and that's a good way to go.
Yes, and the Disruptmeister said, calculate your value in Bitcoin, and that's what I do.
True that. We're going into Josh. Josh from Voltura. What's the future of Bitcoin?
Oh, the future of Bitcoin is super bright. I think we'll see a lot more movement into Lightning Network. We'll see all of this every week. There's something new, and if it's not something to do technically, it's some crazy like I don't know, some guy coming out of the woodworks claiming it's Satoshi, or some cop chasing down some black market thing, or a decentralized autonomous organization getting some vulnerability attacked. I mean, it's just it's the best book anybody can ever read, except we're living it through it. It's just stunning. It's beautiful. I'm looking forward to it.
It has been an incredible story, and I'm just watching the chat go by. It's a little behind, and they're like, they want to buy a white BMW with Bitcoin. Another person wants a Nissan Leaf. One is saving up so he can buy an aircraft. Let's go to Jake from New York. Jake, what's the future of Bitcoin?
What's the future of Bitcoin? Probably it's going to continue to slowly increase market cap as we see financial institutions kind of using it to trade and implementing some of the blockchain technologies that come from it, and the Bitcoin network being utilized as a back end for some of those technologies as well. I think it's a long haul, but you can't go wrong if you hold it long term, and that's your approach to volatility. I think that's a good strategy.
Excellent. Hassan, your thoughts on the future of Bitcoin?
Well, I think maybe in 3-4 years we won't be fighting for Bitcoins. We'll be fighting for Satoshis. And I think the whole thing with Ether and the DAO has proven that it's a lot harder to run a blockchain than you think. I think a lot of altcoins have found that out too. And Bitcoin is still the granddaddy, and I suspect provided we can keep the network scaling and all that, I suspect we'll have just sort of a steady course up there where you'll be glad you've got your Bitcoin now. I'm listening to people go, I hope it goes down, I hope it goes down. Well, it might, it's going to go up, it's going to go down. We know that, but I think long term, as I said before, we'll probably be fighting for Satoshis here pretty soon on these order books instead of just one whole Bitcoin. So think about that when you're making your plans. I just think just put on your boots and get ready.
They used to say always sleep in fiat, it may be changing. You might want to always sleep in crypto now so you don't miss that crazy up when it comes. But no one
Yeah,
knows.
exactly.
Trading is crazy.
Yeah, it's a rock ride. Cowboy up.
True that. Thank you very much, Hassan. And Daniel, your thoughts on the future of Bitcoin?
Yes. My favorite comment was Josh's about this being such a great story, because it is such a great story, and we do get to live in it. I can't wait till, I mean, today we make fun of how, we had to, that screechy noise with dial-up, and how we used to have to nail our telephones to the wall, which is actually kind of a good idea because then you never lose it. But yeah, we joke about even books. I mean, books are going out of style now because they're just paper and we have e-readers. I can't wait till in 10 years when we just absolutely laugh at how, oh, we used to have to copy these addresses and scan QR codes instead of just near field communication, and I can't wait. Oh, we used to have to, build it. This is already something we laugh at about how we build giant rigs in our basement to try to mine Bitcoin, and I can't wait till we laugh at how primitive we are now, and everything is even more exciting than it already is. So.
Very good. And yeah, it's hard to think back now how long it was. Dial-up modems, memorizing people's phone numbers, things we don't do anymore. And finally, I'm sorry I didn't catch your name, but from Kenya, your thoughts on the future of Bitcoin?
All right. My name is John Karanja. I think I'm very excited about the future. There's a lot of potential for disruption of key industries like insurance, like micro-lending. I think the past year, micro-lending has really exploded, and Bitcoin and blockchain can really take that to the next level. So there's a lot of opportunity here, and I think a lot of economies in Africa will be running off the blockchain, just because that there's no traditional, or legacy infrastructure blocking or in the way. So a lot of potential for adoption of different blockchain technologies, and Bitcoin, of course, is the first one.
Very good, and a good point to end on. Just like to thank all of our viewers. We have 125 viewers right now. That's really great for a Saturday show that was not announced or not really planned. Next time I'll probably need to have more questions so I can ask people more questions and be more prepared. The Bitcoin Halvening from Halvening, thehalvening.com. Thank you to the Halvening for putting up the animation, putting up the little rocket ship and the countdown. Somebody had to do it, and you guys did it. Thank you. The Bitcoin price is at $635. Went down a bit from 660, but it went up a bit from 626. The date is Saturday, July 9th, 2016. We're in the future now. It's 10:46 a.m. We've still got a little bit of this command module documentary going. As you can see, that is the surface of the moon. Perhaps we're there. But thanks to everyone for watching. Subscribe to the World Crypto Network. Click the button below. Join the World Crypto Network Slack. Make your own shows. No one's stopping you. Make your own shows on your own YouTube channel. Send them to us, and we'll say, wow, those are really nice shows. We need you to make shows with us. We need you to join us in Slack. And send me your email at madbitcoins. Blah, blah, blah. Madbitcoin. Subscribe. All right. We're out of time. Until next time. Bye-bye.